Guys, Alcieste is here. You're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so the world's best sparring partner, Martin Bakole, beats the Hulk, or something or other, in Poland. Stopped him in round number 3, I think it was. A guy who had 10 wins, 0 defeats, and only fought journeyman. It was a complete mismatch. For me, when you're ranked highly in the sanctioning bodies, such as Martin Bakole, you should not be fighting this kind of opponent, regardless of whether or not that they were previously Olympians or whatever. Okay, they are nowhere near the top rated in the sanctioning bodies. You shouldn't be fighting them. That was potentially dangerous. That fight should never have been sanctioned, in my opinion. Anyway, it was. Martin Bakole got the win, defeats yet another prospect, after he defeated another prospect before in Tony Yoka. That win don't look too good now, does it? Since Carl Takam beat him, doesn't it? It don't. But you know what? Martin Bakole milked that win, got himself a big contract with Sky Sports and Boxer. Congratulations, well done. Now, after the fight, his promoter Ben Shalom, Martin Bakole in that as well, as he has done previously over the last couple of weeks, were mentioning names that he shouldn't really be mentioning. Ben Shalom would mention Deontay Wilder. That's the fight that must happen next for Martin Bakole. Listen, I know the game. You all know the game as well. What you do is you mention fighters who are not available. Now, you could say that Deontay Wilder is technically available. He is, because he hasn't signed to fight Anthony Joshua. But it looks like he's going to sign to fight Anthony Joshua, okay? As of right now, that's what it looks like. And that's what his focus will be. So do you think that he's going to go, hold on, AJ, I'm not going to fight you in Saudi Arabia for stupid amounts of money. I want to go fight this guy, Martin Bakole, who brings nothing to the table, who doesn't get me into a world title picture or anything like that, doesn't even bring me a good payday. I want to go fight him instead. Do you think that's what Deontay Wilder's going to do? No, it's clout chasing is what it is. They're mentioning the names of Anthony Joshua. Again, exactly the same scenario. Do you think he's going to go fight Bakole instead of Deontay Wilder? No, why would he? So again, you're mentioning people just for clout. That's all it is, to try and help boost the profile. We see through the cracks, okay? We see it. When he's mentioned the name Daniel Dubois, what, do you think Daniel Dubois is going to not go fight Oleksandr Usyk for the world titles? To go fight Martin Bakole because Martin Bakole said he hurt him in sparring? Do you think that's what Daniel Dubois is going to do? Do you really? Again, mentioning Oleksandr Usyk as well. Why? Do you think Oleksandr Usyk is going to vacate his WBA title, so therefore he can't go fight Tyson Fury at some point for undisputed, to go fight Martin Bakole because Martin Bakole said how he hurt him with a body shot in sparring? Do you think that's what Oleksandr Usyk is going to do? It's all clout chasing. Now, he did mention Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is available. He is. But again, that's because Dillian Whyte brings some profile. He brings a payday. He does. Now, ultimately, them two having a bit of a run-in in the lobby, that is what it is. Dillian Whyte, he did call him, a nonce or something. Again, I mean, was it harsh? Yeah, of course it was harsh. Of course it was. But Martin Bakole, he did post something out on social media along those lines. Was it a couple of years ago now? He took it down and apologised for it, but still he did do it, and that's why Dillian Whyte did it, okay? He basically fed the fuel, is what he done, okay? But them two running into each other in the lobby, at the end of the day, if you run up on somebody outside, then expect to throw down. When Dillian went, okay, fine, we'll do it right now then if you want. Away from the cameras, because at the end of the day, you're shouting at me, saying how you want to fight me, just because the cameras are here. We'll come upstairs, away from the cameras, and we'll settle it. Now, had Martin Bakole had have gone upstairs, away from the cameras, there's a very real chance that Martin Bakole weren't going to be walking back down those stairs again. He'd have been carried down those stairs on his way to A&E. Say what you like about them two in the boxing ring. Outside the ring, Dillian Whyte will throw down and destroy him, break him in half. Martin Bakole knew that, which is why he said, I'm not gangster. In the ring. Now, for those of you who say Martin Bakole would absolutely destroy Dillian Whyte, now firstly, you might be right, I don't know. I have to see the fight to know that. But when Martin Bakole, when he fought Michael Hunter, for example, Michael Hunter's not known as a big puncher. He's not. He's not known as an aggressive fighter in that either. When he pummeled Martin Bakole to the point where Martin Bakole was telling his trainer, Billy Nelson, Mr. Nosehair, how he wants to quit. I want to go home. That's it. I don't want to do this no more. And Billy Nelson wouldn't let him do it. And ultimately, Martin Bakole got knocked out by Michael Hunter. Well, what do you think would happen if Dillian Whyte hit him? What do you think would happen? Right. Now, okay, you could say, well, if Martin Bakole hits Dillian Whyte, there's a very real chance Dillian Whyte will go down and won't get up. Yeah, of course, there's always that chance. But again, you could say that Martin Bakole lost to Sergey Kuzmin as well. He's a guy who has very little to no defense, is Martin Bakole. Now, would I want to see this fight? Yeah, I'd like to see this fight. But is Martin Bakole bringing something that Dillian Whyte would want or would be tempted to? No. Is he bringing a big payday? No. Is he bringing a world title or a mandatory position? No. That's reality. That's the business of boxing. Like it, don't like it. That's exactly what it is. Now, what they should be looking at, both of them, is what they should be looking at, is, say, Filip Hrgović. Now, Filip Hrgović, only a few days ago, he mentioned the name of Martin Bakole. Filip Hrgović is the IBF mandatory. So why is Martin Bakole, who claims how he wants a world title shot, not looking at Filip Hrgović, not answering his call? Because there's no big money on the table. Martin Bakole wants that payday. Now, granted, he may have to pay back a little bit of money to his own government after he took, was it 100 grand off him or something like that, to help with the training camp to go rematch Michael Hunter, a fight that never happened. Hey, listen, maybe he paid him back. I have no idea. But if he didn't, then clearly he owes them some money, right? But either way, you need to be looking at Michael Hunter rematch or Filip Hrgović. You need to correct that wrong when it comes to Michael Hunter. You tried to quit in that fight and you got knocked out. You had the opportunity to fight him and you bottled it again. When Dillian Whyte said, okay, let's go right now then, you bottled it. Once a quitter, always a quitter. He's a bottler. That's what he is. He's a bottler. But anyway, it is an interesting fight. It is. I imagine if I did a poll, most people will probably say Martin Bakole would beat Dillian Whyte. Okay, maybe you're right. I don't know. All I know is that if Michael Hunter's knocking out Martin Bakole, Dillian Whyte certainly can. I know that much. Anyway, what can you do? This is the drama of boxing. Martin Bakole, stop talking about sparring stories. Billy knows Herr Nelson, stop talking about sparring stories. If you're a heavyweight out there, why on earth would you be sparring Martin Bakole? For what reason would you do that? Because at some point, if he gets the better of you, he's going to talk about it to the whole world. You know, they already mentioned to people how he hurt Oleksandr Usyk, how he hurt Joe Joyce, knocked his headgear off, and down Dubois, and he cut Hughie Fury, and he hurt Anthony Joshua, and it's ridiculous. We shouldn't even know about any of that. Sparring is learning. Okay, but anyway, stop doing all that. Look at your next fight. Filip Hrgović says he wants to fight you. He's got a position that you should be looking at and wanting if you want the world title shot. Take him up on the offer. Filip Hrgović. But will you want to do it? No, probably not, because there's not enough money in it. You want the payday. You'd rather take on somebody tough for a payday. If not, you're going to continue fighting prospects, yeah? This guy's a bum. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.